welcome back to Warships Blitz with Terry. Today we're looking at one of my favorite ships and my first favorite ship. This is the Nürnberg. Now, Nürnberg is a city in Germany, and as it so happens, that's where I was born, but that's not why she's my favorite ship, or one of my favorites. This is probably the ship I have played the most in the game. I think I've got probably 400 to 500 battles in this thing, easy. And the reason for that is once the German cruiser line came out, I started playing up the German cruiser line, and I didn't like the York at the time, because the York only had, I think, a single quad launcher. I'm not 100% sure about that, it's just from memory. And I was kind of trying to get towards the Hipper. So I was trying to free XP my way across, and which meant I was just stuck on the Nürnberg for ages, and I played her, and it was glorious because back in the day you could citadels destroyers very, very easily. So you could basically two-shot any kind of destroyer in the game. People hadn't yet figured out that you could turn a ship left or right, so you could just do all manner of mayhem with the Nürnberg. Anyway, that ship really existed, not unlike the York in Tier 7. The Nürnberg actually existed. She was a light cruiser in the Second World War. And she didn't see a huge amount of action, but she's somewhat famous for being, I think, the only Kriegsmarine ship that actually survived after the war and was in use, rather than being scrapped or blown up or something. She was handed over to the Soviets after the war, and the Soviets actually put her into service until they built a couple of Shapayevs. And, if you've got these things, who needs a Tier 6 cruiser? So at that point, they retired her as a training ship of some sorts. And then eventually, I think she was broken up for scrap. But she is definitely one of the ships that survived the Second World War. In World of Warships Blitz, you probably know the Königsberg on Tier 5 most. And the reason for that is that the Königsberg is a little bit overpowered with the 360-degree rotation on the rear turrets and just generally being a very, very excellent ship for Tier 5. The Nürnberg is very similar to the Königsberg. So let's go through what we've got. She is a light cruiser, so absolutely no armor or hit points. She's got barely better armor than a destroyer. You can citadel these things extremely easily. You can almost one-shot these with if you're broadsiding battleships in these things, you can be obliterated in these cruisers very, very quickly. So you've got to be very careful how you're playing them. The speed's okay with 32 knots. The turn time is actually excellent with 6 seconds. And the guns. Now, these are 150mm guns, but they're German 150mm guns, which means that the high explosive is absolute garbage. I mean, look at that, 400 high explosive. Destroyer guns have this much high explosive damage. The American 127 mils do probably about as much. I mean, you can still use them with high explosive and set fires to things eventually, but the 644 armor-piercing damage is excellent on the 150 mils. They have very good shell trajectories. They're flat, they're precise, they're on point, and they hurt. Against other destroyers, light cruisers, they hurt very much. So the turret traverse isn't great, and she just doesn't have. She has the same layout as the Königsberg with a single turret mounted forward and the twin turrets mounted in the rear. So you'll actually find yourself oftentimes running away from things and shooting at them with 2/3 of your firepower, which is excellent because in something like a French cruiser, you have to go backwards. But back to the guns. 7.5 seconds reload I've got her down to. And a relatively good range as well with 11 kilometers. The torpedoes is what you're using if you're dealing with things that, you can't deal with your guns with very well, like battleships. Well, they're German torpedoes, you do have to get very close. She's got the historical camouflage on, which is why they're having a 5.6 instead of a 5.4 kilometer range. But you've got a lot of them. You've got 12 torpedoes. Well, it's a cruiser, so they're side-mounted, so 6 on the left, 6 on the right, but you've still got 12 of them, 40-second reload. and they do a decent amount of damage. They're very, very slow torpedoes. But, you know, at that distance, that doesn't really matter. So, anti-aircraft armament is okay, it's not great, it's not terrible. And the concealment is actually pretty good as well, with 7.6, although this is not a concealment build. The elite bonus, you can either go with cruiser modernization, which generally gives you a bit more hit points and a bit more turret traverse, which is good. But I did like the battery reload time, because the guns really are my main weapon on these ships. Except for when I have the opportunity to use the torpedoes to devastating effect. The ship's skills, she gets a sonar, 2 rather, and she gets 2 precise aiming mods, consumables. So the guns are already precise, but she still gets the precise aiming, plus you can use the hydro to, well, not be torpedoed or find destroyers that are deciding to smoke up right next to you. Actually, let's have a quick look, not here, at the camouflage. The historical camo, and again, you'll see me buying the historical camo only for ships that I go into my favorite ships list. Or that come in a bundle, but she gets improved range, improved torpedo range, better traverse speed, and better surface detection. All very, very good things for this kind of ship. Equipment setup, I have intentionally not taken the main battery mod 1 for turret traverse. It would not have been a terrible mod, but I do like the increased rate of fire on this ship. I've got the 2 steering gear mods in the other 2 slots, and for reasons, because I do need to play extremely maneuverably and move around a lot, because you cannot absolutely not get shot at this thing. The commander is probably one of the oldest commanders I have, and I have played her for a long time before she was in before commanders even existed. So I haven't played her all that much ever since the captains existed. But I've got underwater protection, I've got the torpedo alert. I do actually have the artillery maintenance, because again, if you're getting shot at, especially in the beginning of the game when you're opening against destroyers, the additional dispersion buff comes in quite useful if you need to do take some ranged shots. Victorious Charge to restore some health. I do have the Fire Supremacy, not the Survivalist, because she doesn't have that many hit points to begin with. And again, I'm relatively good at dodging in this ship. So I've taken the additional precise aiming. I've got the Recon and Surveillance for the better hydro. And I've also got the marksman skill for the precise aiming duration. So she's all about precision. You could say almost German precision. Anyway, I'll show you why I like this ship so much. Okay, Carrier. Not super excited about Carrier. The bottom tier, 1-2 destroyers, a Leander and a Sirius. None of these is a problem. The New Mexico and especially the Colorado, a little bit more so. So you're not an AA cruiser in this thing, definitely not. The Carrier should cross spawn, so we're going to be careful here and stay on the inside of things. I'm gonna change the torpedoes to a thin spread. The torpedo angles, by the way, are excellent. They are absolutely excellent. And don't forget to switch over to armor piercing, because the high explosive is garbage. But the torpedo angles are excellent on this ship, which makes torpedoing the battleships definitely a possibility. Oh, no, we're not cross spawning, which means I'm gonna get carrier attention, which is not something I'm looking forward to. Or is the Carrier going the other way? I'm not yet air spotted, but it's only a matter of time. There they come. And maneuver. Yeah, Carrier is going for me. Okay, that's fine. Precise aiming, maneuver, and see if we can punish them Leander. Yep, that's why I was on half speed. And Leander has stopped. Didn't pay attention there. Yeah, we are definitely getting shot at. There's a New Mexico. We do not want to deal with the New Mexico. So let's just see what we can do about this little British light cruiser here. There we go, that's better. Someone else needs to deal with the New Mexico. I'm not going anywhere near that thing if I don't have to. Okay. Well, you see what I meant with the health. You do not have much health.
Target locked.
Okay, let's take the Leander. So I'm looking for the destroyer still, because that's really my primary job in this thing.
The enemy.
Is she down? Oh, she seems to be down. Okay. That means how many? Oh, the carrier still has it in for me. Okay, 2 battleships. Alright, I'm not going to damage con that because there are torpedo planes coming in. So I'm going to head in towards those and see where he's going. Come on.
Enemy aircraft incoming.
Okay, full speed on. Yep. Okay, now I can damage con.
The situation is under control.
Alright, I don't know where the destroyer is, but let's push. And there is a New Mexico. So I am going to switch over to the high explosive for now. He's already burning, because the armor piercing isn't going to do a great deal of
Precise aim activated.
damage to him. And let's push forward. I'm actually going to use my Hydro right here, just in case the destroyer's anywhere. Okay, New Mexico's down, back to the armor piercing. And doesn't look like there's the Sirius. Hello, Mr. Sirius.
Enemy aircraft incoming.
I don't really want to deal with the carrier. I'd much rather deal with the Sirius. But I think the carrier is otherwise occupied. There we go, that's much nicer. Carrier's just here to keep me spotted, isn't he? He's not yet in torp range. Almost in torp range. I'm gonna be dead before he's in torp range. Just in case. Don't need to. I can kill you with my guns. Oh. One more. Yeah, that's not gonna help you. Oh well. If I have to, I can torp you. Okay, where's the carrier? There's the last one left alive. Oh, we have outright murdered this enemy team. So, no cap kill all. We have 2 minutes left. Everybody's dead. Goodness gracious. We'll get some shots in once we actually have the carrier spotted. I know where he is. He's right over here. He's probably steaming along the border. There he is. You can see it from where the planes are coming, so... Okay, it'll only be a matter of seconds until we have her spotted. There she is. Hello!
Precise aim activated.
There we go. You see how precise these shots are. She is extremely good at these at ranged fights, but also we can citadel carriers with these German armor piercing, and we should get some torpedo hits in still.
Good job.
Someone else get the kill. Yeah, that's all right. So, that didn't leave much for us to actually play with. So I think we're going to be doing another one because that was fun. Because I couldn't show her against destroyers, and I really want you to see what she does when you meet destroyers. Who outbeat us here? Oh, the Hatsuharu, just by a little bit. I would have probably still gotten that if I had been able to sink the Independence, but well played. We'll send a compliment over. Actually, if anybody of you knows this, I have no idea how this compliment thing works. I don't think it does anything. But I occasionally do it anyway. Haha, 3 destroyers, and we're top tier. Okay, this should be fun. Very quiet, everybody. We're hunting destroyers. I'm not gonna go B, because it's too easy to get crossfired in there. Probably just gonna escort the battleship over to A. So over to the armor piercing. Let's go A.
Capture area A. Let's do this. Affirmative.
Come on, Farragut.
Hello.
Who we got with me? Agincourt. Okay, Agincourt can actually do this.
Capture area A. Do not leave the formation. Regroup.
Yep, I'm.
Stick together. No
Yep,
problem.
I gotcha.
Affirmative.
Okay, we've got a destroyer in A.
Good job.
Let's see who it is, and let's see where they're coming from.
Enemy team captured the area.
Where are you, little friend? I'm gonna pop Hydro at this point. Oh, there's the Gnevny. No need for Hydro. Not in torpedo range of that thing. Okay. We'll definitely dissuade the Gnevny from coming anywhere near us. And that's an ex-Gnevny. Okay.
The situation is under control.
Who else? There's a Mutsuki as well. Hello. Where are you going? There-ish. So let's see that we get A back up. You're a bit faster than I thought. See that we can get A back and deal with that Mutsuki there. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. I don't need torpedoes.
Enemy team captured the area.
You do not rush a Nürnberg. You definitely do not do that. Well, first of all, you're dead. But second of all, not a very good idea.
Our team captured the area.
Because you will be very, very much hurt by the Nürnberg before you can even get close to doing something about her. Okay. Well, the action's over here, so let's go.
Good job.
And this ship is maneuverable enough that I really don't need to be afraid of torpedoes. Okay, Bayern, where are you going? Are you turning? Yes, you're turning. Okay. He's driving away from me, so I'm not sure if I'm still going to actually catch him with these torps. He's dead anyway. So we might as well make sure of that. If you shoot at the stern, you can actually do very good penetrations with the armor piercing. So, okay, there we go. That one's down. There's a Dallas.
Nice move. Nice move.
There's a Dallas. Dallas is running. There's a New Mexico. That we gotta watch out with that guy. That Farragut is dueling the Dallas. The Dallas should be torpedoed without any more trouble.
Target hit.
Oh, he's got the Farragut.
Precise aim activated.
Yeah, he's dodging wildly, so I'm not even going to bother with torpedoes. But, oh, Farragut still got a hit in. I am going to see if I can rush that Congo over there. Congo is quick, though. So, you people can do the Dallas. I'm going to play with the battleships over here. Who's shooting at me? It must be the Dallas. Where's that Congo looking? He's probably... Oh, New Mexico. Brown alert. Full on brown alert. Turn in. And let's see if we can... Definitely don't want to give any sort of broadside against this guy. Let's see if we can get some torps away after he's fired his secondaries. Turn in before he gets the fires. Main guns again. Yep, got lucky there. Over pens. That's one set of torps, and I'm actually going to bypass him here because I don't want to risk getting hit by these main guns again. At this range, I can do a lot of damage to him. I can probably outturn his mains. Okay, and then I just need to... Oh, torps almost off reload. Come on, torps. Come on. Swing around. It's 2 sets of torps away. Angle away. And we get the Congo still. That should be the New Mexico. Really? Yeah, no. Not having any of that. So yeah, bow stern, if you're aiming, is actually a really good place to hit with armor piercing, with 150mm armor piercing, because as long as you're in close range, because the armor is not very thick back there. This is the all or nothing armor scheme, and
Precise aim activated.
it tapers off very, very much at bow and stern. So with 150 mils, you actually want to aim a little bit further behind or up front to hit the bow and stern section. It's not quite as easy because you might miss, like I just did, pretty much. But, oh, sorry, I didn't want to kill steel. That's yours.
Nice shot.
Yep, good job, he got the Congo. Okay, Nürnberg. I absolutely love this ship. As you have seen, she is murderous towards destroyers. She is brutal towards battleships and cruisers as well. You have to watch out a little bit with your health, but we've done a good amount of torpedo hits. And yeah, I absolutely love this ship. She is definitely one of my favorite most plays. No, we're not talking about the Kronstadt. One of my absolute favorite ships. And she's super versatile. She plays like a destroyer. She's maneuverable. She's fast. She can deal with battleships. She's just an all-around excellent ship, in my opinion. Is she as overpowered as the Königsberg at tier 5? Probably not. But then again, I don't feel dirty every time I play her also. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.